Moving on to other issues. For the fifth straight year, at least 1,500 migrants have perished in the Mediterranean, with the route between Libya and Italy being the deadliest. That's according to the UN Migration Agency. The International Organization for Migration, the IOM, says Spain, which has overtaken Italy as a preferred destination, has registered nearly 21,000 migrants so far this year, almost more than in the whole of last year.
Despite incredibly low numbers arriving to Italy, the per capita death, or the rate of death per 1,000 people, may be at its highest point since the emergency began. 1,111 deaths were recorded on the central route for only 18,000 arrivals, so it's one of every 18, or you could actually say one of every 19 attempt ends in death, because you have to add the 1,000 plus deaths to the 18,000 plus arrivals.
The IOM says about 5,000 migrants have reached European shores so far this year, against more than double that number at this time last year. Italy, whose new government has closed its ports to rescue vessels, has had about 18,130 migrants arriving by sea from Libya this year, with the rest going to Greece, Malta and Cyprus.
Arrivals to Italy remain extremely low historically, and whereas in Spain we're on the verge of meeting last year's total was 22,000 for the year. This year we're up around 21,000. So we probably by the end of the month we expect Spain through 7 months of 2018 to surpass all the arrivals of last year. And as you may recall, the second half of last year was pretty red hot, so that was not an average year.
Meanwhile, some 600 African migrants have stormed a border fence dividing Morocco and Spain's African enclave of Ceuta, the biggest single assault on the fence since February 2017. As the migrants tried crossing the border fence, they left behind clothes, shoes and other belongings to ease their weight during the journey. Sadly, many were severely injured in the process. The staff of Red Cross treated some 130 migrants for their cuts, bruises and fractures, while 16 were sent to hospital. For those who successfully breached the fence, it was time for celebrations. They were busy analyzing new tactics used to cross over the fence. Last year, incidents saw approximately 1,000 migrants storming through the border fence, and there's a pressing need to find out how, once again, they breached the fence.
It wasn't a typical assault. It was done differently. They even used machinery to cut through the fence to enter. It's clear that this assault had a large degree of violence. They threw quicklime at the civil guards, which burned many of them.
Spain for now has become a prime destination for African migrants, surpassing Italy and Greece by sea and land. Thousands of sub-Saharan African migrants try to flee poverty and unrest in their country via Morocco to Europe, either by land into Ceuta and Melilla or by sea to Spain.